guys, I got one for you today.
Okay.
I don't mean to tug at your emotional heartstrings, but this one may do that.
Yo, come on.
Just letting you know.
Ramadan,
Now.
man.
Just
Why
letting you
you
know
gotta
now.
do this
Like,
to me? Why you gotta
we
do
don't
this
we
to
don't
me?
even have a box of tissues. If I'm just saying right now, just hold back the tears a little bit. This one is quite the roller coaster.
Okay, let's go.
Am I the asshole for feeling like my fiance doesn't love me the same way since I became wheelchair bound?
That's wild.
That's, oh man.
I feel for this person already, man. Like right off bat, I already feel sympathy towards the title, and I don't know where this is gonna go, but let's buckle up, okay?
Let's hear it.
I, 31 female, have been with my fiance, 33 male, for about 10 years. We got engaged a few years into our relationship, and things were great. He was always affectionate, playful, and we had a normal relationship where we talked about getting married and building a life together. About 5 years ago, I was in a serious car accident, which left me permanently wheelchair bound. I have no feelings in my legs anymore, and it completely changed my life. Throughout all of it, my fiance has been incredible. He helped me through my surgeries, physical therapy, the long-term adjustment to living in a wheelchair. He also became my main support system financially and emotionally. At home, he always helps me with things I struggle with, and whenever we go out, he makes sure everything is accessible for me, from ramps to seating to transportation. The thing is, somewhere along the way, it feels like he stopped being my fiance and started being my caregiver. He's still kind and supportive, but the affection he used to show me just isn't there anymore. He doesn't flirt with me, joke around the same way, or initiate physical affection like he used to. Sometimes I try to lighten up the mood and joke about my situation, but he shuts those jokes down immediately. He takes it very seriously, and he seems to be very uncomfortable when I do that. We've also been engaged for 6 years now. When I ask about the wedding, he says he still wants it. It's just when the time is right. I'm grateful for everything he's done for me, but lately I can't shake the feeling that he doesn't love me the same way he used to. Sometimes it feels like he's staying because he feels responsible for me rather than because he actually wants to be with me. I hate even thinking that way because he's sacrificed so much to support me, but it's hard not to wonder if my condition changed how he sees me now. So, am I the asshole for feeling like my disability might be the reason my fiance doesn't love me the way he used to? Oh,
That's a tough one.
whoa,
That's a tough one.
whoa. You know what?
Go ahead.
Right off bat, I think this is a story of two people who are going through recovery in different ways. One person had a seriously life-changing accident that left them wheelchair bound, and it seems like she's taken a side or an approach that is more on the glass half full side, you know? She seems to be in a place now where she's, like she was mentioning that she makes jokes about her situation to kind of lighten up the mood. It seems like she's in a place that she's recovering quicker than the guy is.
Yeah.
I think what I mean by they're both recovering is that their lives changed drastically at the same time, right? He became the caregiver and this emotional support, financial support person for his significant other, and she was somebody who was dealing with the aftermath of her accident, right? So I don't think that this left a lot of room for the brother in this scenario to heal or to at least see the difference in life he has now, right? I still think that there's still some room for recovery left in the guy.
Yeah.
And I think that her seeing this is it's a good time for her to approach him and talk to him about what he's feeling or what he's going through on a day-to-day basis, because I don't think that conversation necessarily has been had. And I think that they need to get through that to understand if they can be together moving forward, right? Because she's approaching him about the wedding now. It's been 6 years since we got engaged. I know she was in a car accident, but now it's the time where she feels that she can bring it up again, or she feels that she's in a position now where she's able to have those conversations because she's moving a little bit further on in life and accepting that her life has changed and she's wheelchair bound. So I think that she's recovering very well and he's not recovering as quick as she is. And it's holding back their relationship to some degree. So that's the issue here. I think that he needs a support system. That's the thing. She's been supported by him as her support system, but he needs a support system for himself too. He can't just drop his life completely and just become a carer without thinking about himself at any time, you know? So that's what I think is happening here, and it sucks, but she does have a right to feel that way.
for sure.
She does have a right to feel that way. But what do you guys think?
I think it's very easy to say he's the problem in
Okay.
the situation.
Okay.
But I also understand what his mind might be going through. So originally, probably him growing up to the point where he said, "Could you marry me?" He thought marriage was going to be a place where two people are equals, in which they are still separate people doing their own life, but they come together to form a great relationship. Having said that, because of the accident that happened, his whole idea of marriage got derailed. Where now you're not coming at it from a point of this is an equal partnership between two people, but now you're a caregiver to somebody who you thought was going to be, somebody who stands on equal footing with you. So now the dynamic of the relationship has changed. There is no longer one where it's kind of like we're doing this together, but now I'm doing this for you. And I feel like the uncomfortable conversation here is if he was to come out publicly right now and say, this is not what I envision marriage to be, he looks like a terrible person.
Like if he leaves her?
Yeah.
But I don't think he would, though.
No, but I'm just saying, if he was going to, because now his idea of marriage got derailed. I'm not saying he will or he should, but I'm saying if he was to come out right now and say, I don't want to do this anymore, he looks like the terrible person. You know what I mean?
That might be holding him back.
I feel like that's a component as to why he's staying, in addition to, like, it's a whole different change of relationship where now you're responsible for somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I have to help you with the smallest of things, being where I might have to shower you. Might have to take you to the washroom. I might have to cook all the meals. I might have to take you from point A to point B now because you cannot do that. And I do think all of this was running in his mind when the accident happened. Of course, I'm not saying that's the only thing. I'm sure he still loves her. And, I'm sure the relationship between them is still strong. But he's holding off on making a final decision. And I don't think it's right by him to string her along when there's somebody here waiting to get married. And it looks like you're not willing to anymore. It's like he's still trying to make the decision of, is this life for me? Or is this life not for me? And now she's in a place of, does he even love me anymore? Or is he just doing this out of courtesy or responsibility to me?
But he's going above and beyond. Don't you think he truly does love her?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does love her. But the dynamic of love changes when it's not what you anticipated it to be. Like, I can still love you, but do I want my life to be like this for the rest of my life? That's two things can be right at the same time, right?
If your significant other had an accident and changed your life, could you see yourself leaving them?
Okay. This is a great question. Truth be told, I would like to believe I would stay with my partner because I love not for what they can do for me, but what we can do for each other, So would it be a difficult situation and would we have to, like, accommodate each other? Of course, there's going to be a couple of rough patches in order for us to be comfortable with each other because now our whole dynamic changed.
Right.
I would like to believe that I would stay because if I love somebody dearly, that's not a final component as to why I should leave.
My question is more so for the guilt aspect, though. Let's say you're in a relationship and somebody that you're with ends up, having some sort of accident that changes them physically.
Yeah.
Is there a world where you can leave that person after that happens? Like, just hypothetically speaking, even let's just say that the relationship went sour or the person changed, but they're now in a wheelchair. Would you feel guilty leaving them?
I would feel super guilty.
Really? Even if they're an asshole to you?
That can't be the reason why I leave them. If we go our separate ways because of, like, issues with our connection, okay, cool. Like, I'm cool with leaving for that reason.
So you can break up with somebody.
Yeah, you can if it's beyond the reason of accessibility. Like, if it's beyond the reason of me being a caregiver. Like, I'm not going to break up with you or get a divorce if the reason why I'm getting a divorce is because this whole situation happened. I think that's a terrible person, and I don't know how I could go home and sleep knowing I left somebody I loved because my life got too hard. Because, you know, like, having said that, though, if it was another reason as to why we maybe see there was issues in our relationship prior, or there was issues that came up afterwards, or there was something that came that was a non-negotiable for me and I can't deal with it, then that is a conversation that I would have going our separate ways. You know, I would still go through the proper process to fix and mend the relationship, of course, because I'm not willing to leave something that I created. Having said that, though, if it's not, I am willing to leave off the basis of this is not right for me. You know what I mean?
I feel like somebody can be guilted a little bit though.
Yeah,
Right.
I can.
Let's say they're in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Their significant other has a disability. I can see a reality where somebody will feel guilty leaving that situation.
Because society
It looks
just
bad
tells
too.
me it's bad.
Right. That's
know?
what I mean by that. Yeah.
Same society. It's a form of survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, like why did this happen to her? Why did you start questioning everything about it, and you start questioning even to a certain extent God, and why did this happen to? It takes a lot to realize the person you love is in this condition, and I'm a person that is kind of emotionally constipated, where it takes me a little while to react to something that's happened, and especially like you said, I'm sort of in the middle of you guys where this is what my love and my relationship looks like now, and I cannot get my emotions out. This is not the time for me to get my emotions out because we don't know what my emotions could trigger in her. So knowing that there's a crack in the foundation in some form. Now, it didn't have to be the love in the relationship. It's the I don't know how to deal with this could set her something in her mind off. The fear of that may be the reason why this guy's walking on eggshells in the household. So it may be difficult to leave that relationship because you don't want to. It's not even about society. You don't want to feel the guilt later on if anything worse happens,
Right.
because of your departure.
Yeah.
How this
Good point.
could have negatively impacted her and her recovery.
Right.
You never want to leave that impact. So I'd say it's he just has to come to grips and go to therapy about how to get your emotions out
Yeah. I
in
think
this environment and not feel like it's going to impact her.
I think you hit it right on the nail, man. I think this guy just needs some therapy, man. You need to express what you're going through to somebody and explain to them the hardship that you're having in life, and then channel that into a recovery for yourself so that you can have a relationship where you marry your wife or your fiance. You know what I mean? Ultimately, they both want that, right? So, and if he's willing to be that responsible person to be her carer, then I truly think he does have love for her, like undeniable love. So I feel like he just needs to address his life having such a sudden, sharp change, and then go from there. That's honestly what I feel like needs to happen here. So I don't think she's the asshole, to be honest with you. I think just she's just she's caught in a crossfire of issues that she's not dealing with. It's on the other side.
Yeah,
know?
she's come to peace with how her life has changed.
Yeah,
He just hasn't had the opportunity. To
exactly. She just wants to like laugh and joke around with her man, be affectionate here and there, just like old times, you know. Like let's bring back the old times. That's her whole point. So I don't think that's an asshole thing to want.
I will say the only thing, and I'm not really putting the blame on him. He's not the asshole. I'm just saying the only thing is, I think he needs to come to that decision and be more vocal to her and have that conversation.
Yeah,
Because she's in a place of limbo of not knowing what this relationship will become.
yeah. I think
And he's the one with the answers, you know? Like, he's the one who's be like, yeah, I'll be here. Or, no, I'm going to leave.
being vague about it doesn't really help.
Yeah.
Right.
He's putting her in a gray area of, I don't know if you're going to be with me or not.
When the time is right, that's
That's
where I kind of disagree.
But at the same
with it.
time, I get it.
I get it too. Yeah.
I get it,
Yeah.
man.
He's got a lot on his
That's a
plate.
life decision you're making that will impact everything.
Not to mention too, he's taking up the financial responsibility too. So it's like he might not even be there to fund a wedding. You know what I mean? Like it might be an issue with finances, it might be an issue with time, might be an issue with energy. Like there's so much things, but just leaving it to when the time is right kind of makes it worse.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And if he's gonna do that, he's gonna take a lot on, and hate can come from that. Be like
Resentment.
Yeah, resentment. Like I'm doing everything, you know. So if he
Because he did snap on her for making those jokes.
yeah,
He was like,
he was
don't.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, he said, don't. He shut it down immediately. He is pretty much how I read that was like, you're joking about the hardship that I had to endure in my life for you.
Yeah.
That's not cool. You know, so I feel like he's not healed. You know, like the guy's still kind of going through it in his head, like the shock of his life.
Facts.
So
Like one movie we watched, we were talking about. Remember A Man Named Otto?
yeah,
That was a really good
Yeah.
movie. We both
Tom Hanks.
watched separately. It's about Tom Hanks, his wife. Like he had a stiff personality before. He met this girl who showed him warmth in the world, and then they got all together. 6 months earlier, she died, and then he felt like my world's ended already. I'm still here, but he's trying to take himself out, and he was snapping at people, and he was this old grumpy man until slowly he started letting people in. And he was still an old grumpy man that didn't know how to deal with the world, but he would be more susceptible to his environment and the new people in his environment. So people just need to feel some little bit of warmth to react better to their environment, to be able to laugh and joke and not feel so bad about, hey, she makes a joke, I can't make that joke because she's in this situation.
That's
Fair.
a great example, because that movie really kind of ties back to the conversation we're having right now. But a key thing you said, and I'll leave it at this, is that I think a third person is necessary in this dynamic here.
Sure.
So both people have an outlet that's not the immediate other, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that would solve a lot of things here. So I'll leave it at that. But what do you guys think?
Nobody's in the wrong.
Nobody's in the wrong for me either. I
Nobody's in
think
the
it's just shitty life circumstances.
Yeah.
Shitty life circumstances. But hey, guys, let us know in the comments, man. Those comments are going to be fired up anyways. I know you guys want to attack me. I haven't been here for you guys to attack me in a while, so go ahead and do it. All right? We'll be back next week. This is Slim.
Jabba.
Mukhtar.
You're a Coffee Break Podcast, man. You know what time it is.